When you picture a luxury vacation, you may think poolside cocktails, room service, maybe a break from your workout routine. That is not this vacation. Welcome to the GLP-1 vacation. Your meals are protein-focused, your itinerary includes yoga, strength training, cooking classes, coaching, journaling, having group discussions about life after the food noise quiets down, and yes, there may even be a cold plunge if you're lucky. Now, they're among the offerings at new GLP-1 retreats designed to help people build healthy habits and maintain their weight loss. It's a real thing, but they're not cheap. Nope, reported prices range from $5,900 a week with a 2-week minimum to more than $12,000 for 6 nights. Earlier today on my podcast Hot Take, I spoke with Jill Boyd, who's the Chief Operating Officer of Hilton Head Health, which offers one of these GLP-1 support programs. And I asked her what happens after guests leave the retreat and whether they actually maintain their results. Here's what she said.
We've had some success and we've had some not success, right?
Okay.
And it is about maintaining the habits. I mean, in the end, if you don't change your behavior, any doctor will tell you with any medication, if you can't change your behavior and maintain it, then it's not going to be successful. Taking the GLP-1, that's the reason, one of the tools in addition to moving more, eating healthy, having healthier options available to you, even being more social, keeping yourself outside.
So is this much needed support or is it luxury wellness marketing? Let me bring in Dr. Sera Lavelle. She's a clinical psychologist and owner of NY Health Hypnosis and Soho Integrative EMDR. Thank you so much for taking the time. So what do you think? Do you think this is a truly beneficial program, or do people look at it and think, it's just something for the rich, wealthy, it's a luxury wellness marketing?
Yeah. So I guess I would love to love it, right? I mean, the things that they're talking about, incorporating a healthy diet, mental health, making sure you have vitamins, supplements. However, it's you also have to think, who are the people going to these resorts and who are they marketing to? If you look at a lot of the advertising that they do around these resorts, they're quite thin women. It's not the person who got the GLP-1 because they had a BMI over 35 or diabetes, who's getting insurance to pay for it at $25 a month. It's going to be marketed towards those people who are already quite thin. I often refer to them as the wealthy self-conscious, right? So, the idea of this.
Ms. Boyd would disagree with you. When I spoke to her, she said she had a lot of mothers, right, who their kids are out of the house. They're a different part of their life. They want to lose that weight. They're finally taking care of themselves.
Okay. I'm definitely not against them.
Sure.
However, I think it's going to be a complicated picture. And how do we discriminate between the people who are using it for the right reasons and want this as a healthy kickstart versus people who are like, you know what, maybe this will fix me. And maybe there's not something that needs to be fixed within that individual specifically. Maybe it's a better self-image, right? And are they actually getting the mental health support to be able to say, well, is this a person who's trying to work on themselves? Or is this person somewhat disordered and thinks they're going to have a magical belief that this is going to kickstart them in a way that might not, right?
Well, what do you think about the GLP-1 and the combination of, it's not just that, you have to change your mindset, right? You have to change your nutrition. You have to change your behavior. What's your take on it?
So, so many people want you to be pro or against GLP-1s. As an eating disorder specialist, it's very hard for me to be pro or against.
Sure.
I know some people who've been struggling with binge eating disorder for years, lost all hope, right? 100 pounds overweight. This gives them the hope that they need, and I suggest it to patients. However, it's rampant among people who struggle with anorexia. They find ways to get it online. And could I say, what are my thoughts about GLP-1s in general? Well, I think of it the way I think of any medication. For the appropriate people, it's a great medication. For people who might not need it, I think it could be pushed on people as kind of a cure-all. We don't give Adderall to people who don't have ADHD.
Fair.
We don't give Prozac to people who don't suffer from depression.
So look, there are people who've gone to this retreat. They say change their lives. They feel like a benefit. For someone who cannot spend that much money on a retreat like this, what kind of support should they look for close to home? And also, what does your app offer?
Yeah, so The app that I was working on was more emotional eating support, and that is more long term. It's the idea of kickstarting. I do love the idea of kickstarting something, but who's going to be there when you're really struggling? I do think there are a lot of people who struggle with emotional eating. Maybe it doesn't reach a criteria for an eating disorder, but you're struggling. And sometimes that might take months to really understand what's going on, as opposed to a retreat that is a limited time. I think the psychological support paired with a nutritionist that can help you figure out what your body needs is going to be the best support a person can have. And that's going to be over amount of time, not in a short setting.
All right. Well, listen, more power to the people. If they want to go on the GLP-1 vacation and enjoy it and they change their lives, we'll see. Dr. Sera Lavelle, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.